Hey guys, what's up? Deadpoolzilla here, and as you can tell, I'm back behind the scenes. That's right. I probably will use the camera in the future, but maybe. And ignore the cricket. There's a cricket somewhere in this damn house. Anyway, getting off track from that, I want to talk about the subject that's probably on a lot of Marvel fans' minds recently. It is the upcoming Fantastic Four story arc called 3. Okay, so let's get something. Let me get something off my chest before I go any further. I am in no way. I am not a huge Fantastic Four fan. Now I know I have said that Ben Grimm is one of my top 10 favorite Marvel superheroes, but that's just when I just like Ben. The rest of the team, I'm not a big Fantastic Four fan, so sorry guys to disappoint you. So I have been keeping up with the Fantastic Four in general, but when I heard the news from Chris that one of them was actually going to officially die, I was basically like, okay. And Marvel's basically saying they're going to be dead for good. Now, to be honest, I'm a little skeptic on that. I'll tell you why. It's because how many times has Marvel told us that they basically said, oh, we're going to keep this character off for dead, and boom, back. How many times have they said that about Jean? They even said that about Steve Rogers when he first died. And they've done it with so many other characters, mostly X-Men, to be in general. I don't know. I really don't like. Now, I don't. Then let's also get something off my chest. Let's get something else out of the way. I'm not a Fantastic Four fan, but I don't hate them. I just can't get into the book for some reason. I don't know. I mean, I like Ben. Johnny's cool. Sue and I think it's Reed, because Reed's too much like a computer. And I think what killed it for me was like when the movies and the new animated series, World's Greatest Heroes. That wasn't very cool. The movies sucked. And I do read some Fantastic Four stories. I just don't read a lot. That's the thing. And I'm kind of I am happy that Ben is now on the New Avengers. If only that title was only any better. I wish that was under a better writer. Anyway, getting back to this. Like I said, how many times have they told us that they've said that they wanted to kill somebody off and leave him for dead? How many times have we heard that, people? They said about Jean. How many times? They said about Steve when he first died, and Bucky was going to officially stay as Captain America. I don't know, but here's the thing. The Fantastic Four have always been the Fantastic Four, like the Mount Vernon kid said. It doesn't change or increase or decrease. It's always going to be 4. So, if one of them dies, someone's going to take their place. It's going to be someone's going to take their place. So, it could be someone like an old member, like She-Hulk could join the team. Black Panther, T'Challa could join. Storm. There's a number, even someone completely new, like a completely new member to the Fantastic Four. Because I don't think they'll just go down to 3. It'll just one of them. When one dies, they're going to keep it up with 4. But let's talk about if one dies, if one of them dies, and what will be the effect on the team. Let's start off with, what if Reed dies? Okay, if Reed dies, he's basically the leader of the team and the brains behind the whole outfit. It'd be very tragic if he was the one to die. The team would surely have... Sue would probably lead the team at this point, because I don't see Johnny or Ben leading the team as much as they are like leader types in a way. But I think Sue would also be very crushed. Not only that, but just to be a single parent as well. So let's move on to also if Sue died. Let's face it, Sue is basically the whole tether to the whole team. she keeps the boys from killing each other. She keeps everyone. She's like the human element to the team. She keeps Ben and Johnny from killing each other, and she keeps Reed at like keeping him away from his work. And if she died, then Reed would be all by himself. That would be a very depressing thought, now wouldn't it? Like with Sue, he'd be a single parent with their children. So that's another thing. For the Richards, that would be very destructive if one of them died. Let's move on to what if Johnny's the one to die. Okay, so Johnny is basically the human soul to the team. He gives he's the very he finds humor inside even the worst situations, and he's more or less he still feels himself as like the kid of the family. If he were to die, Sue would be crushed. Ben would basically have lost one of probably his best friend. Reed would have lost his brother-in-law, and the kids would have lost their Uncle Johnny. So therein lies the problem with Johnny dying. Also, who else would also be affected would be Spider-Man, because Johnny is Peter Parker's best friend. So not only would this affect his death, if he was the one to die, not only would that affect the team, it would also affect one of the team's best ally, Spider-Man, losing his best superpowered friend. Now, moving on to the final member of the team, and the one I really don't want to die, Ben Grimm, the Thing. If he is basically the strong arm of the team, and he is very human to that team, and he always looks at just your basic New Yorker. He looks at everything as if he's basically come to terms with being a monster and looks at it like looking at everything as like a New Yorker or just a human in general. If he were to die, this would also have a big effect because he's now a member of the new Avengers. He's basically Reed's best friend and Johnny's best friend as well, and he's also become friends with some of his other enemies, like the Sandman was a friend of his. I remember this Marvel 2-in-1 where it was Sandman and Thing talking in a bar. That was a cool comic. It's just a very interesting idea but in any case, if one of them were to die, it would be a devastating effect on the team. And not only that, I also believe there would be a devastating effect throughout the Marvel Universe. And I just thought of something, by the way, if it was Reed to die. If Reed died, I don't think Dr. Doom he'd also be affected, but not like in tears. I think of it as, I think he'd be affected if, like, he's got no other opponent. He's got no other rival. He's basically been cheated. I think Doom would actually feel cheated if Reed was to die. That's my thing, is like, if Reed was to die, Doom would feel like, why didn't I didn't get a chance to kill him. I was supposed to be the superior one. And now he's going to feel like this, Doom would feel like this emptiness to him. Like, there's like no point to anything now that Reed's gone. There's no point to, like, he'd probably just, how I would see it, how Doom would take this is like, I've lost all interest. There's no, I mean, yeah, I'm still going to try to conquer the world, but there's no real opponent for me anymore. There's no enemy for me to fight anymore. There's just people in my way, but there's no big threat to me anymore. I want that challenge. Doom's going to be like, I want that challenge. Why did they take Reed? I was supposed to kill Reed. So that's just my thing on this, guys. I might read this, but I'm probably too far gone in Fantastic Four, so I'll probably just pick up the whole story arc and trade. But, you know, like I said, it's still a devastating effect, and we all have to wonder who would replace that member of the team when the other one perishes. But it's going to be a wild ride in Fantastic Four coming 583. But anyway, this is Deadpoolzilla, and I'm out.